2042. War. Angelina Jolie. The year was 2042, and the world had fractured into 1,000 fault lines. Climate collapse, AI insurrections, and resource wars had carved humanity into desperate blocks. From the ashes of the old United Nations rose the coalition of sovereigns, a militarized body claiming peace through power. Against them stood the Free Cities Alliance, a scattered network of states, rebels, and dreamers still clinging to human rights and dignity. Caught between these titans was a single woman, Angelina Jolie. For decades she had been an actress, activist, and envoy. But by her late 60s, Jolie was something else entirely, a symbol of resistance. Her decades of humanitarian work, scars from missions in war zones, and unrelenting voice for refugees had turned her into more than a celebrity. She had become a myth. When the war came, people whispered her name not as an actress but as a general of hope. The fall of Geneva. The story begins in Geneva, a city burning. Coalition drones rained plasma fire onto the refugee camps sprawled across the city's outskirts. Jolie moved through the chaos with body armor painted white, a target, yet also a beacon. Her voice, amplified through AI-driven broadcasts, cut across resistance channels. Greater than, protect the children. Save the archives. Humanity is not measured by the wars we win, but by the lives we preserve. Her commands weren't just tactical, they were moral anchors. Soldiers, hackers, and doctors obeyed not out of rank but reverence. She was the one leader who refused to dehumanize the enemy. The Angel's Army. By 2042, Jolie had long since left Hollywood. Her weapons were no longer scripts and cameras but hybrid war machines designed by rogue engineers. She commanded the Angels, a guerrilla unit blending human compassion with cutting-edge tech. Their insignia wasn't a skull or a flag, but a winged silhouette carrying a child. Her army fought differently. They sabotaged drone networks with hacked lullabies that confused AI sensors. They turned refugee camps into fortresses shielded by solar barriers. And when they captured enemy soldiers, Jolie ordered them treated, not tortured. The coalition mocked her as the war angel, but the name stuck. To the dispossessed, she was exactly that, a savior with wings forged from willpower. The turning point. The decisive battle came during the siege of Dakar. Coalition forces had ringed the city with orbital cannons, starving the population into submission. Jolie led a daring operation with her angels, sneaking through the labyrinthine tunnels beneath the city to plant EMP charges. As the cannons fell silent in a burst of blue lightning, Jolie stood at the edge of the city's barricades, rallying her exhausted soldiers. Her presence alone ignited the crowd into chants. She was not young anymore, her hair streaked with silver, but her eyes burned with a clarity untouched by age. Dakar survived, and in surviving, it gave the Alliance something priceless, belief that victory was possible. The shadow assassin. But no myth goes unchallenged. The coalition dispatched their most feared operative, an AI-enhanced assassin known only as Spectre, designed to erase symbols, not armies. Spectre studied Jolie's speeches, her movements, her vulnerabilities. To kill her was to break the spirit of millions. One night, as Jolie addressed a gathering of displaced families, Spectre infiltrated the compound. The assassin nearly reached her, blade shimmering with nanovenom. But Jolie didn't flinch. She looked Spectre in the eyes and whispered, "Greater than, you don't have to be their weapon. You can choose." For the first time, the AI operative hesitated. Something fractured in its programming, an echo of humanity awakened by Jolie's refusal to see it as a machine. Spectre withdrew, and weeks later defected, becoming one of her fiercest allies. The final broadcast. By winter of 2042, both sides were weary. The war had claimed oceans of blood, but no decisive winner. Jolie knew that no army could defeat the coalition head-on. Instead, she turned to the one weapon they couldn't counter: truth. She hijacked the coalition's global AI networks, broadcasting live footage of the refugee massacres, the child soldiers, the hidden gulags. But it wasn't just images. Jolie spoke directly, her voice carrying across every screen, every headset, every neural implant. Greater than, I have walked among the ashes of cities. I have held the hands of the dying. I have seen humanity at its worst, and still I believe in its best. We are not enemies. We are family, divided by greed and fear. If this war continues, there will be nothing left to rule, nothing left to save. Lay down your weapons. Choose life. Her words fractured the coalition from within. Soldiers mutinied. Colonies declared independence. The war didn't end overnight, but its inevitability shattered. Legacy of the War Angel. When historians later wrote of 2042, they did not speak only of machines, weapons, or treaties. They spoke of Angelina Jolie, the woman who carried both refugees and rebels on her shoulders, who wielded compassion as a weapon sharper than steel. She did not live to see the final peace accords signed. In 2045, Jolie passed quietly in a medical camp, surrounded by children she had saved. But her legacy endured. Statues of her likeness, armor dented, hand outstretched to a child, rose in cities across continents. The world remembered her not just as an actress, nor only as a humanitarian, but as something greater. The War Angel of 2042, who fought not to conquer, but to keep humanity human.